Verse 31. He said, that is Laban, "What shall I give you?" Jacob said, "You shall not give me anything. If you do this for me, I will again pass through your flock and keep it. Let me pass through all your flock today, removing from it every speckled and spotted sheep and every black lamb, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and they shall be my wages." Okay, so like with Rachel before this deliberations going on. So what am I in Rachel's case? Again, Laban was the stronger, right? He could have said no, and Jacob knew it. In this case as well, Laban is actually the stronger. Laban has no real, there's nothing forcing him to let Jacob go. He could have said just plain no, okay? Or he could have said, "Yes, Jacob, please, you can go, but the wives and the children stay." He could have played hardball. So Jacob knows he's in the negative, like with Rachel. He knows he's the weak, that his father-in-law has the cards in hand. He doesn't have really a lot of cards. Yes, God is blessing him because of. So, in that sense, maybe, if Laban does something, then God will punish him for doing something against Jacob. Did Jacob know that? Did Laban know that? Did he kind of knew that he could play that card? We don't exactly know. Maybe not. But anyhow, Jacob is not going to ask for a lot. It's like he's saying, "I'm asking for nothing." Not fully asking for nothing, but kind of asking for nothing. Okay, and he says just, "Let me go through the flock. Right? I will pastor, I will keep on working for you. Let me go through the flock, and let me take out only the speckled and the spotted." Right now, there most likely were not a lot of them. And the black lambs, okay, from the sheep. Speckled, the spotted, and the black ones. So there could not have been too many of them, because if there were a lot of them, then Laban would have said no. Okay? And then as well the spotted and speckled among the goats. Those would be my wages. That's all I want. Right? Nothing more. Only that. Verse 33. "So my honesty will answer for me later. When you come to look into my wages with you, everyone that's not speckled and spotted among the goats and black among the lambs, he found with me shall be counted stolen." Okay, so he's saying this is going to be a clear sign to you. When you come and you check my flock, and you see any that is not like this, which would stand clearly out, then you know that I am a cheater. Okay? So this is going to be a sign of my honesty. It's clearly going to be you'll be able to clearly tell that I'm honest here, yes or no, by what you can see. Right? This is not thoughts there in the back. You can clearly see this. Right? Now both knew that they're both deceivers. The name Jacob already told Laban everything. Okay? And Jacob was deceived by Laban. So there's not any trust here amongst them. Right? They didn't trust each other. Son-in-law, father-in-law, they didn't trust each other at all. And so Jacob came up here with this plan of making sure that you can see, right? This is not up in the mind what you're thinking and differs from what you're doing. You can clearly see it. You can touch it. Okay, this is what he's getting at here to Laban. Laban, I can't deceive you in this case, because you can see it. Now, in the back of his mind, he had a plan, because according to the next chapter, we already had kind of a vision here, or something else that he knew about the flock, because he worked for 14 years with this flock. He knew this flock inside out. And so he had a plan. He was going to deceive Laban, because he knew that Laban is deceiving him. So in that sense, Jacob hasn't really changed at all. But at least now he, behind him, has the right, because his father-in-law was deceiving him all the time. And this is now time for him to go home. And he needs to provide for his family. He is going to do it, kind of. Now again, according to the next chapter, this is God standing behind him. God telling him to Is God telling him to deceive his father-in-law? Sure not. God doesn't work through deceiving others, right? This is who Jacob is. God is just going to show him a way of how he can have a certain, at least again, that is according to Jacob. How true that is, again, that is an open discussion. Is this just Jacob coming up with things here, making excuses as if God is the one who did this all for him? Like he did before, remember when Isaac asked him, why are you back so fast? Because God provided, right? He lied. So maybe Jacob is still just Jacob the deceiver. At least he's not a mommy's boy because he was working hard out in the sun, right? But did he change morally? That's a good question. The fight at the Jabbok River is still ahead. Okay, so this is what he's asking for, this is what he's saying. So after all of this said and done, you can come and check. Verse 34. Laban said, good, let it be as you said. So Laban, here in the back of his mind, he had already a plan. Jacob had a plan, Laban had a plan. The two deceivers had plans. Whose plan is going to work best? Who's going to out-deceive the other one? Okay, let's see. Who is going to out-deceive the other one? So Laban says, yeah, okay, right, I agree to this. Verse 35. But that day Laban removed the male goats that were striped and spotted, and all the female goats that were speckled and spotted, every one that had white on it, and every lamb that was black, and put them in charge of his sons. So Laban made sure that he takes all the genetic material out of this pool, this flock of his, and take them away, far away, right, see next verse, so that Jacob, the chance of Jacob succeeding, like the Philistines did with, he was shutting down the wells for Isaac, is nothing, right? Basically impossible. The Philistines, when they, with Isaac, right, they shut down the wells. The idea was that now he won't have any, Isaac won't have any water to give to the flock. He won't be able to plant anything. He's going to lose what he has, right? Everything. And he will go poor. In the end, actually, he grew richer because God blessed him. And so they saw then that this is God's blessing, so they came in and make a covenant with him because they saw that God is behind this. Okay, so in this case as well, Laban is doing the exact same thing. He's taking away all these animals, the lamb, the sheep, and the goats, the ones that Jacob can or ought to belong to Jacob, so as to make it impossible, according to him, for God to bless Jacob so as to get anything. So he hoped that Jacob is working, so he will still get a lot. Okay, and that explains why there were so many soldiers out on the street this morning. Right? Okay, so that he will get, okay, God will still bless him because of Jacob, because Jacob is still working for him, and at the same time Jacob will get nothing because there's no way for him to get anything. But again, Laban did not take into consideration, like the Philistines, God, right? Because they didn't really believe in God, and they just thought their way will work. It didn't work because God is the one blessing Jacob. God is the one who blessed Isaac. And why? Because for the sake of Abraham. Verse 36. And he said a distance of 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob. And Jacob pastured the rest of Laban's flock. Okay, so 3 days' journey. There's no way that genes from that side will fly over to this side. They're away, they're far away. Now the first time we read of Laban's sons. Now not Rachel is taking care of them, but Laban's sons taking care and far away. If Rachel was taking care of, there's a danger of that kind of, then she might play in here and But his sons won't. His sons is for him. This is his sons. They are economically interested in making sure Jacob doesn't get any of these. Okay? And he's far away. So Jacob's chance of success, at least, according to him, who is Laban, is 0 or so small that only one to win out of this would be Laban. Right? He is thinking he's out deceiving Jacob. Jacob's named deceiver. Yes, Jacob will try and deceive him. Although seemingly Jacob was not really doing it. But Laban, as a deceiver, always thought, deceivers always thought everybody else are deceivers. You always thought in the way you sin. If you are an alcoholic, you think everyone is alcoholic. If you are a problem with sin, sex or something like that, you think everybody has that problem. You have a problem with gambling, you think everyone has that problem, right? Kind of idea. So this is how you look at the world. This is the kind of way how Jacob looked here, and Laban looked at the world. So, is he going to out-deceive Jacob? Deceiver out-deceiving the other. And ultimately, we're going to see that no, he's not. Why? Because God is blessing Jacob. God is the one that's in control here, not Laban. Deceiver is not going to out-deceive because of God. Okay, so time to go further. Time to leave Laban and go out Laban and maybe go up to the sign now of Welcome to Sunset, something like that, up there in the mountain just outside.